everyone, my name is RAMADHAN and I'm a student at Mercubuana University, and I have to make a video about my experience vacation. On this session, I may not to be able to tell you at length following this specific duration. Please note that it was very difficult for me to manage time and make a draft in this test. 10 minutes is not a short time, right? But it's okay, I will try it. Okay, let's get right to it. About the vacation trip, I'm not really sure this is a good or worse experience for me, but I just can probably only tell you a little. 3 years ago, to be more precise, when I was in second grade of high school. At that time, I and my friends want to do something during the school holidays. At that time too, we were confused about where we were going, whether it's the mountains, the beach, or just to city anymore. Finally, we had a discussion and chose to go on vacation to the beach. Of course, not an ordinary beach, but the fantastic beach can our visit. We also thought, why don't we go camping? It's not that an interesting thing, right? After some discussion with my friends, we finally decided to camp on an island in Jakarta, more precisely at the Seribu Islands. At the time, before start going, we were busy preparing some equipment. We brought a lot of things, of course, to avoid unwanted things because we would camp on an island without electricity or networks. I brought food supplies such as rice, instant noodles, drinks, and also some fast food. Meanwhile, my other friends prepared the tools for camping. At the time, we left early in the morning to catch the boat's departure time. It was my first time on a vacation like this. Of course, I was surprised. We didn't use the ferry boat, just an ordinary wooden boat. Of course, it surprised me. When I looked at the map, the location of the island was very close, but the journey took so long, maybe because it only used a simple boat. Maybe a few minutes after leaving, I already had a bad feeling in my stomach. Yeah, I thought seaside. I wonder even took I used to ride a boat often, but didn't get drunk. Why now I'm drunk? Yes, I think maybe because I used a simpler boat. The atmosphere of the boat was so crowded. There were so many islanders who transited to Jakarta to buy equipment or necessities for the island. The atmosphere really bothered me, especially since I had trouble finding a place because the boats were full. Many times I looked at the clock. It took me a long time to get to the pier. Maybe this can be called my worst experience because of course I feel very terminated even so. This is a new departure. We parted and I was far from my friends. We were all separated because of the difficulty of placing on this boat. Sea, water and clouds, that's all that can be seen until the time I could not hold my nose anymore. That's when I threw up. At that time, someone beside me noticed me. He immediately gave me nausea medicine. He's very keen, and it looks like he wants to get fishing because he brings a lot of fishing gear. I'm very grateful to him for helping me. The effect has subsided after taking the anti-nausea try. Long story short, we arrived at an island. I totally thought it was over. It turned out that my friend said this was just a transit and we need to walk for about another 30 minutes to get to the destination island. Our island in transit is called the RAMADHAN Islands. This island doesn't seem to empty with people because there are so many people and there's also a school. Here we rest for lunch and worship. At that time, we also rested while jogging. The view is pretty good here, avoid the city, although a little scary because there is no electricity for lighting. Then after resting we resumed our journey. We are looking for someone who can take us to an island. At that time, we were really confused about finding an island for camping. But after discussion with the fishermen who want to take us, we decided to camp on an island called FADLAN Island. Long story short, we traveled by a simple boat, relying on a diesel engine to drive the boat's propeller. The view is very beautiful in the middle of the sea, gentle and chill. We also saw many small islands. After that, we arrived at FADLAN Island. Seen from the front of the island is uninhabited. It actually looked really scary when night comes. Immediately, we began to unload our goods, and we met with the island's guard and asked for info on the price to be paid if camping on this island. After the transaction was completed, we began to prepare the goods and start setting up the tent. We divide the tasks so that preparations are complete quickly. We all was done. We rest for a while. At that time of day, we decided to go snorkeling around the island. At that time, I couldn't swim, only to go fishing, while my friends are diving into the ocean. The feeling is beautiful. Lucky, we went not the rainy season. After being tired from our activities, we returned to tent and prepared to cook food. We also divided the tasks. Some prepared food and also tried to collect wood and twigs to burn. We ate by the beach. The atmosphere was great while enjoying the sunset. Long story short, night camp. At night, the feeling is little spooky. There are the sound of whistles and also lots of the rats running around. My friends and I start to pack up our equipment and quickly into the tent. In the tent, we talk a lot until we finally fall asleep. The next morning, we got up early and looked on the shore. The bathroom provided is quiet, small, and there is very little fresh water available. Before leaving for home, we took a group photo for memories. It will be an unforgettable experience later and become a cool story material. We quickly cleaned up the equipment and didn't forget to tidy up the place and take out the trash. When the boat arrived, we hurried off the island where we had vanished before. After arriving, we went to the pier and waited for the ship to come. When we returned home, we used a slide to get our ship stopped. It's very hot up there because it's daytime, but there is a lot of wind too, so it's not so bad. Even things as a result when I go home, my skin becomes red on the way I took. Wow, this is my cool experience. Okay, that's the story of my vacation trip. I apologize if it doesn't match the specific duration and there are mistakes. Please forgive me. Thank you.